Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Welcome back to I Have Something to Tell You Tuesdays. I comically usually have my laptop with me so I can follow along the questions you've submitted. Typically we do a poll. Yesterday I asked you all to submit a bunch of questions and now I don't have it in front of me, so I do not have all the questions you submitted. So this week, I thought we would do something fun and just do a very quick Q&A on here for a few minutes. But first, wanted to share with you something really exciting. I actually have the book in hand this week. We just got them, and it is surreal to actually hold it. They did this really beautiful sort of matte style cover with raised lettering. It feels wonderful. And it's really weird to see. I hope you can all also hear Buddy snoring right at my feet. I'm afraid to move the camera, but he's very comfortable. So greetings from Buddy as well. Thanks for joining me. Also comically, I grabbed this off of a stack of books, and it is one of probably 20 that I tossed aside because I really wanted to send a book to Oprah, and I tried 20 different inscriptions, and I hope I got it right. So I have about a stack of 20 bad Oprah books. Yeah, so Oprah, if you're watching, I'm sure you're not. If you want, I can send you the other 20. So thanks for joining. Here it is. It's in hand, and I look forward to answering just a few questions that you have this evening. Are you at your parents' house? Yes, I am up north in Michigan right now. Hence the background. I hope Room Raider watches this time. Room Raider always gives Pete all the credit, and I feel like I deserve a little bit of it. But I have a plant. I think Room Raider really goes for plants, so I hope trees count. So all right, let's jump right into to Q&A. Let's see, did you send a book to Dustin Lance Black? Yes, I did, although I think it's taking his book a little while to get across the pond to London. But Dustin Lance Black actually did a blurb for the book. It's very, very sweet of him. So Lance, your book is on the way. Go blue or go green? Ooh, I grew up in a torn house. I was a Michigan State fan, and I really wanted to go there, but for some reason, when I was trying to figure out my plans for college, I was really intimidated by Michigan State. I went and toured the campus, and I thought it was way too big, and I was really scared of making the jump into a university that big. Go blue, naturally. Okay. We know you do Pete's background. Thank you. Did you hear that, Pete? I get the credit, yeah. Oprah told me she'll join you if you don't. Oh my God. What other political spouses books did you read as inspiration? Connie Schultz, who also blurbed this book, wrote a really good book about being a political spouse. It's called And His Lovely Wife. I read that before we even jumped on the campaign trail, and then I carried around Michelle Obama's book with me. It was in my backpack throughout the entire campaign, and I went back to it repeatedly. Did you send a copy to Dr. Biden? I did send a copy to Dr. Biden. She also wrote a review for the book. It's up on Goodreads and Amazon. It didn't make the jacket in time, but she wrote a really, really sweet review of the book. And it's up there on the websites now. And so, of course, I sent her a book. And I was actually signing books and felt it was really a little emotional to write Dr. B a book and also Vice President Biden, just knowing that you wrote a book and then you're sending a copy to the future President of the United States and the future First Lady. So, current favorite chapter. Oh boy. I just recorded the audiobook last week. We did 3 days of recording. It was intense, and it was weird to go back and read it from front to back, especially when you're going over it and over it. So anytime you make a mistake, you have to read the sentence over. And I'm really proud of sort of the way I condensed my story. I think I made it pretty easy to read. Hopefully, I've heard from some friends who I've sent some early copies to that they read it very quickly. And each chapter, I think, is very unique in its own way. There is, I don't know if I can read that part of the book out loud. I will have to say, just a fair warning, if there are parents watching. When I did the audiobook, I realized that I think I put in a few too many curse words. And when I was reading it out loud, I realized that. But I think they come at the best moment. And I have this little nugget in the book about when you're a teacher, dropping the rarely used curse word. It can be powerful, but sometimes they're just the best descriptors of what's happening. Sorry. I feel like maybe we put like a little sticker on the front, like, my bad. All right, maybe let's take two more, and then I'm going to go snuggle Buddy and Truman. The hardest part to write. I get pretty vulnerable in this book, and I wanted to make sure that I shared every moment that I felt was foundational for me, and things that shaped me into who I am today. And sometimes those experiences aren't always the easiest, nor are they the nicest. And I really wanted people to really know what shaped me. And some of the hard parts were things that I have moved on from in my life. And I had to go back and sort of rehash those and go through them. But I also really want you, the reader, to feel what I was going through. And I thought a lot about the young people I met on the campaign trail as I was writing the last third of the book. And, I never had a book like this when I was growing up. I never had someone to really look up to and read a story about awkwardness and falling in love and, what it's like to kiss a boy for the first time and what it's like to doubt yourself and your existence. And some of those parts were a little hard to go back to, but I kept going over them because I wanted to get it right. And I wanted other people, especially young people who pick up the book, to know that I've been there. And it hasn't always been easy. And sometimes it can just be sticky, and life can be confusing and muddy and painful. But you can get through it. And those moments don't define you, but they certainly shape you. There's some pretty hard stuff in this book, and I hope that it's meaningful to the people who pick it up. When will the audiobook come out? It comes out on September 1st, just like the hardcover. You pre-ordered it on Audible. Thank you, Mary. I hope you enjoyed. It was very fun to record because I recorded a lot of the book. I did a lot of audio recording, so I would go on long walks and I would record myself telling a story, trying to pretend that a friend was sitting across from me. That's kind of the tone of the entire book. I want you to feel like we're grabbing a cup of coffee and I'm just telling you my life story really quickly. What shaped Chasten, who am I? So I recorded myself telling stories because I think I'm a little more animated in person, and I want people to feel like they're actually sitting down with me, having me tell the story. What do I want people to take away from the book? Thanks for your question, Drew. I just want people to get to know me on my terms. And, it was weird watching people. There we go. Drew asked what I hope people get from the book. And, for the last year, I've terrible. Hi from Canada. Okay, so Drew asked what I hope people get from the book. I just want you to get to know me on my terms. I wrote this book so you could get to know me. All sorts of different parts of Chasten, the good and the bad, everything that I feel like has shaped me into who I am today, and some reflections on especially the last year and a half out on the trail with Peter. So I'd say the first 2/3 are what led me to Peter, and then the last third is really what happened out on the campaign trail and how I found power in my own story and experiences. So it was weird watching people write about you and write about your husband, and sometimes get things wrong or take things out of context. And so I wrote this book. It's about me, and if you want to know me, I hope you pick up the book, and you get to know a little bit more about me. So thank you. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to doing this again next Tuesday. Oh, how do you get a signed copy? I believe BrainLayer. I don't know if we've announced this yet or not, so I hope I'm not ruining any surprises. We're going to be doing some signed books at certain book retailers. I believe BrainLayer in South Bend will be doing that shortly. I hope if you're considering purchasing the book, if you haven't already, you will support your local bookstore. You can go to bookshop.org and find a bookstore to order it from. That would be Peter making dinner. And please support your local bookshop. I believe we're going to be announcing very soon which bookshops you can get a signed copy through. Also, if you head over to Goodreads, we're doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 100 free copies of the book. So if you want to enter to receive a free copy of the book, you can do it over there. I hope that you purchase the book through your local retailer. I know it's cheaper on a certain website, but your local bookshop really needs you right now. So if you have it, if you have the capability, please support your local bookshop. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are all doing well, staying safe and healthy, and I can't wait to see you next week. Take care.